Rosa ushered Javier to take a seat.
Dinner is almost ready. You're just in time.
Javier was hesitant.
That's very kind, but I shouldn't intrude.
Max jumped in.
Stay, Dad. If you like Mom's cooking, Grandma's is even better.
Rosa chuckled, ruffling her grandson's head. The warmth he felt in their presence felt nourishing to the emptiness he'd been feeling these past days. So he decided it couldn't hurt to stay. After all, Rosa was Max's family, and it wasn't like it was her who jilted him.
I'd be honored. Can I help set the table?
Javier slipped off his coat and grabbed a stack of plates.
How have you been recovering, Rosa? Are you feeling any better?
Asked Javier.
Thanks to you, much better. I'll probably return home to Havana soon.
Knowing that both Max and Amelia wanted more time with her, Javier couldn't help but say,
Why not stay a little longer?
Rosa chuckled.
No, I heard that it's your bed that I've been occupying. I wouldn't want to overstay my welcome.
Javier went silent for a moment, and then replied,
Stay as long as you'd like. I won't be around much anymore.
Rosa raised an eyebrow.
Oh, why is that?
Just busy,
he said simply. But inside, his heart was heavy. He had purchased the apartment next door for all the future sleepovers he thought he'd have here with Amelia. But now that they'd broken up, the space just served as a bitter reminder of what a fool he was. After a lovely dinner, Javier left Max to spend the night there with his grandmother. Then Faith walked with Javier to the elevator. Faith had seen the reports about Thomas and Amelia, which had shocked her. But since Amelia was busy at the conference, she hadn't been able to take any of Faith's calls about it. So Faith was left out of the loop on the status of her friend's love life. But whether Amelia wanted to be with Thomas or Javier, Faith would support her best friend's decision wholeheartedly. Inside the elevator, the two stood in awkward silence, and Faith couldn't help but feel Javier's icy mood, as if he were a storm ready to break loose at any moment. She wondered if this meant the rumors about Amelia and Thomas were really true. Just then, Javier broke the silence.
When is she coming back?
He asked, trying to sound indifferent. He didn't know. Faith was stunned. They must really be broken up, she thought. The day after tomorrow, she said politely. But what Faith didn't know was that her friend had flown back home early and was nearing the apartment complex as they spoke. The two then returned to awkward silence for what felt like an eternal elevator ride. The moment Javier stepped out of the elevator and into the parking lot, a pair of headlights flooded the apartment complex, and Javier's eyes narrowed at the sight of the familiar bright red eyesore of a sports car. And when he saw the two figures inside it, his expression turned even darker. It was unmistakably her, and she was with that clown. Thomas parked the car and continued to dote on Amelia like he'd been doing the whole trip.
Drink plenty of hot tea and vitamin C. Do I need to say it again?
No, Dr. Thomas. You've reminded me 100 times, Amelia teased. Thomas reached out and squeezed her nose. Don't take my concern for granted. There are plenty of ladies who'd kill to have me fuss over them. But I only waste my breath on you. Amelia rolled her eyes. Save your breath, then. Your words will run out if you use too many of them, you know. Thomas gave her a once-over, then tightened his coat around her. The temperature is supposed to drop again tomorrow. Wear something warm. Amelia studied him curiously. If I hadn't gone on this trip with you, I never would have guessed you were so thoughtful. Thomas smiled, and Amelia caught a flicker of something deeper in his eyes before he joked. I figure I should start earning good karma for the day my winning looks fade. Just then, she looked at him in earnest. Thank you, Thomas. Surprisingly, you helped make a hellish week a little more tolerable.
Any time. Now get your germs out of my car, Rivera.
The two shared their goodbyes. Amelia grabbed her suitcase and made her way to the elevator. Amelia stepped inside the elevator, and just as the doors began to close, a strong hand jutted out and stopped the doors from shutting. Just then, a figure boarded the elevator with her. He was tall and brooding, with deep eyes that bore into her. Amelia's breath hitched. It was Javier. The second the doors closed, he reached back and pressed the emergency stop button. As he stepped closer, her back pressed dangerously against the elevator wall, and waves of emotions crashed inside her. Anger, yearning, confusion, passion, everything hit her at once. Why was he here? And why was he the one looking at her with the dark bitterness of a scorned lover? Before she could react, Javier's strong arm wrapped around her waist, and he pressed his forehead against hers, tensing to restrain the same storm of emotions. For a moment, with him so close, her body craved his kiss, his embrace. But then she remembered those images, him with Celine, kissing her, and it sent a sharp twisting pain through her chest, like thin wires tightening around her heart, tighter and tighter.
Why are you here, Javier?
You don't call. You don't text. Have you already forgotten me?
A bitter chuckle escaped Amelia.
You're ridiculous. I should ask the same.
His hand tightened on her waist, and she tensed, pulling back.
Don't.
Why? Now that you have him to hold you, you don't need me?
His voice was low and dripping with jealousy.
And my lips? Are you done with those as well?
He ran his thumb over her chin, leaning in close, and Amelia sharply turned her head away as tears stung her eyes. Seeing her treat him as if he were an intruder, as if he had no place with her, clawed at him. How many times had he teased her, pressed her to the edge, and she always welcomed his touch as if she needed it. But now, with him, she acted as if she were untouchable.
Amelia, I don't understand.
Amelia shook her head, incredulous, and muttered to herself.
That makes two of us.
Just then, the resentment rose in her throat, and she raised her head, her words cold and unyielding.
Actually, it's quite simple, Your Highness. Can't you recognize when someone is no longer yours?
Javier searched her hostile eyes, and his brows tugged together in pained confusion.
Do you really hate me that much?
Shouldn't I?
Her blood seared inside. He had kissed Celine, the latest woman his parents deemed worthy to be his bride. He was taking her on dates, and even brought their son along. And yet, he had the nerve to come to her like this, as if she belonged to him, as if he had the right to her. She did hate him, she thought. She hated him so much for that. But if she hated him, why did it still hurt this much? Why was she tempted to let him take her lips just now? Javier's face hardened, and he clenched his jaw.
All right, you hate me.
He bit out the words.
Is that it then? You're choosing Thomas over me?
Choose? Did she ever really have a choice? She now knew the truth. Their futures had long been decided for them. She just didn't expect him to surrender to it so quickly. Meanwhile, not knowing what she was thinking maddened Javier. Was she really going to say nothing? Why did he always have to fight for her to let him in? Maybe that was it. She didn't want him in. Her silence had become an answer in itself. Just then, the elevator kicked back to life, and the doors opened to a chipper young couple who stepped into the elevator. Feigning composure, Amelia hid her teary face, and Javier took a step away from her in the company of strangers. They stood still as the elevator rode down. Out of the corner of her eye, Amelia could see Javier's deep, unreadable face, dark as a stormy sea, and he saw her tear-filled gaze, overflowing with grievance and pain.
Once the elevator doors opened again, the young couple hurried past them, clearly sensing the charged atmosphere and wanting no part of it. Amelia and Javier were left standing side by side, unmoving, stuck in a purgatory of their unspoken pains. The silence stretched, and then, without a word, Javier took a step forward and walked away into the dark night, leaving her behind. No hesitation, no looking back. As soon as the elevator doors shut again, Amelia pressed her back against the wall and closed her eyes, trying to calm the turmoil within. Everything about having him that close haunted her. The lingering burn on her skin where he had touched her, the heat of his breath, the fire in his words, the gut-wrenching way he had looked at her, as if she had shattered him.
So, is that it? You're choosing Thomas over me?
The accusation haunted her. Amelia wanted to shout he had no right to question her, not after kissing Celine. But the moment passed when he stepped off the elevator and he walked away, leaving her hurt. When the elevator doors opened, Amelia inhaled sharply, squared her shoulders, and shoved all her feelings down so she could go home and face Rosa and Max. As she walked to her apartment, questions swirled in her head. Was that it for them? Just a cold, bitter ending to a whirlwind, passionate mess. Had fate decided they would get that and nothing more?